Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We are episode 32, maybe? I'm not sure. But I'm excited. Here with old friend of mine. And just met Morgan today. So I'm really happy. But we have Morgan and Jimmie from Amnesia Garden. What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
Busy, tired. That's the kind of guy you guys have been staying kind of busy lately. But man, Amnesia Garden, first of all, it's a huge band. I didn't know there was 7 people in this band.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very, it's a whole clown party bus.
That's
for sure.
How does the logistics of that work out? It's like I guess just even writing and getting together for practice.
I guess you can speak on that more because you and Nate started.
Well, I feel like for the most part, everybody kind of in the band has a role and a job, and we're kind of at this point where we want to branch out and make different kinds of music while simultaneously kind of still doing what we did last time, just fleshing it out. And the fact that now that we have 7 people, we can get more done. Sometimes, I feel like it's always difficult to get people in a room, even with 5 members in a band. So it's with 7, yeah, it's tough to get everybody in a room, but we make it work. And I think we're at our most productive now since we're all kind of busy working on different portions of this new material we'll be coming out with.
Yeah,
I feel like that works nowadays. It works a little bit easier because you can record tracks on your own, send ideas back and forth, so you don't necessarily have to be in the same room together to get stuff done. Which is probably I'm assuming a lot of the way you guys get some stuff done is sending stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
I think just the other day I sent a ton of riffs that I was just working on.
They're good.
And they kind of we picked through, I guess, at this point, because at first it was Morgan and Nate, and Jeremiah and I were just friend of a friend, and never met Nate, and I heard his writing and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, if any way that we can be a part of it, I'm down, even if it's just loading in gear, So, and then we met and everything just clicked pretty well, and then we already knew Fosh through a couple of bands. I mean, I say a couple, but it's 105.
Yeah.
So,
it's growing too.
And every band he's in is amazing. I mean, he's playing 3 days of all 3 days of So What, which is
really?
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, I was I wonder if he's gonna get the first.
Who's he playing with then for all 3?
Future You, Thrinity, and us.
Yeah.
Dang, that's insane.
Yeah. And all 3
lucky
bands.
little bastard.
Yeah.
All 3
crazy.
bands are great.
No, I think having a lot of members, while I think it could be a little bit of an eye-rolling situation, but I think we utilize it right. There's people that are just there to be there, but I think over time everybody in this band is starting to really kind of grow into their own slowly, and that's the cool thing that we have. We have time on our hands for the most part. Mm-hmm. We try not to stress ourselves. We do get stressed. I think any band gets stressed out, but I think for what we're going for, I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it as smooth sailing as possible, especially with the writing. The writing feels more free. People are able to get more stuff done. We're writing more experimental music. We got more heavier music coming out, and it's each person just knows what they're doing at this point.
Yeah.
It's just kind of clockwork.
Yeah. I feel everybody's been in bands before, and every one of these, and
Jesus Christ, yeah.
good ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Years.
And so everyone kind of knows what they can do and their capabilities, and I think you guys, most of you have worked together before, been in bands together before. So as far as chemistry and dynamic and stuff, which is
that's usually the hard part.
Exactly.
It was nothing this time.
Some of us never met, but there was such good chemistry from the first show and on, and it's all right, this was a good shot in the dark, and it really worked out in their favor, honestly.
Yeah, Jimmie was saying, that's normally the toughest part of getting a band together.
Part of that development phase is always fucking pulling teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's look, we've been doing this for a while. Not to say that we're no big shots or anything like that. We're just we have the cheat codes. We know the answers to most of the questions on this test on how to do a band, how to do it right. There's a bunch of people that fucked it up to make it easier to learn from. So we just want to move the way we want to move, which is quietly. We just want to put out music. That's all we're really focused on, is just giving people product.
Yeah, and I think because you guys have that experience, and you are giving yourself the luxury of like going at your own pace. So, and as far as like what I can tell from this band is like you really want to focus on the actual songwriting of it. Like you want to write what you want to write in a specific manner. You know what I mean? Just listening to like the stuff that you put out already, it gives off that exact like feeling of like I want to write this the way we want to write it. Like, and I don't want to follow, like I said, like we were talking a little earlier about getting into that rut of like that cookie cutter phase. Was like, oh, I know this goes here, this goes here, this goes here.
First chorus, verse.
The what do they call the I can't remember.
The rock song.
Yeah, the rock song formula. Yeah. But yeah, I think Maureen, you were touching on the fact of like, you know, we still want to get to those like, you know, heavier like riff parts and this and that, but we want to kind of make people like work for it, wait for it.
But, you know, it is a sense of like, there's a gratifying sense of like you're not going to get the cookie until you get through this. I think. I mean, but to me, it's like this is genuinely music I would listen to if I wasn't in this band. It's like why I'm going to make the music that I listen to in my free time almost now. It's not trying to be aimed for anybody, but you know, it's cool when people get both sides of that and they understand like, okay, like I could get both of these like little worlds in there. And right now we're kind of at this point of trying to blending those two so it's more seamless, maybe less jarring. But you know, like you are right, I do kind of like it is kind of a fun, you know, kind of a little when you can't get what you want, kind of, what you think in a band, keeping people guessing, wondering what they're going to do next. I kind of miss when bands would do that. Like David Bowie, majority of his records are so different and very like you never knew what the dude was going to do next, unless you were maybe at that time, but I wasn't. But going through that discography because I was curious about it and just seeing like this dude really did, but it all fell under what. Like, it never sounded out of place sometimes, and that's going to happen just from, you know, doing it. Sometimes everything is, you know, maybe like, maybe we shouldn't do that next time. But I'm glad we did it because, you know, we put our whole pussy into it. So, I don't know. For us, it's like everything we do makes sense to us. And while everything can still be kind of a new venture, we go in with the confidence that, like, you know what, like, we like this. If no one else likes it, that's their problem. We think it's the shit. So, and that's how we want to carry ourselves, you know, especially with how we release music. Yeah.
In that, like, being in a band for like a while, it's kind of weird when you notice that like I with my last band with Under Oblivion, we got to a point where I'm like, we're writing stuff, but I don't enjoy it like as much. You know what I mean? Like I don't like what we're writing. I'm like because we had the biggest problem of like writing stuff and releasing it 2 years later.
Yeah.
So I'm like, by the time we got to this, we were like the stuff we were writing towards the end. I'm like, this doesn't even sound like this band anymore. Like I want it, and then it was still because it was still under the moniker like. It was still not allowing us to fully go into like what completely like different music it was gonna be because I was like, oh, it's still gotta fit somewhere in here. Like otherwise, it's not gonna make sense. Which like by the time we you know called it quits and ended it, that was just because of that. Like there's nothing else other than the fact that like everybody is past like this part of music. I want to create stuff that like, you know, that I actually want to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, people grow. Sometimes you just grow out of the things that you've already started and try to cultivate new ways and just do your best with it, you know?
It's also, you know, it's also fun, you know, just being like, you know what, I've always wanted to make this music, and then for the first time you might get this opportunity, you know, any opportunity you get to make that, take it, because you're going to find yourself in a better project, in a better experience with music, I think, as well, because you're finally out of those restrictions of, you know, this has to go like this to meet this, to do this, to get us to this. And I think that's such a tiring and exhausting formula for any person who's doing music.
Yeah, but it's an understandable one that you
very true
need to understand is like you're gonna have to go through a few phases of things, whether like you stick with that band or whether not, like it's gonna change. And that's one of the things where I've realized, like, you know, just even growing up and listening to music that like the bands that I would grow up listening to like sound completely different now or something like that, and be
Yeah.
like, before I'd like throw on my little like hater hat and be like, oh, they changed this and that. But as a musician, I'm like, yeah, because it gets old so fast. Like you want to keep pushing yourself. You want to keep writing like stuff that's different just to like challenge you, or just because you simply want to enjoy like what you're writing.
Exactly.
You know, it's simple as that. So I cut a lot of people a lot of slack now when they like changes. Like, yeah, do what you want to do, man.
Yeah.
Like, have fun. Like, I don't care.
It's always like a, you know what, good for you, man.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I think that's part of it, because you know I was kind of in the same arena where I was like, oh, I don't like this because you know, or they put clean singing in it, or but then I'm like, man, it's not really a way to josh a band about that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's. I think, you know, like a lot of those bands, I'm sure they play like what, hundreds and hundreds of shows a year, and it's like, can you blame them for wanting to throw a little, you know,
like
a little spick in the spade, you know, skipping their step.
Yeah, where you end up with like bands who like hate that one song that like got them like popular, but they'll still play it one because like the people that, you know, supported them and got them there, sure, like have been there for a while. But other than that, like, you know, I don't feel like bad about not enjoying like artists as much anymore. It's like because they change, like, so I can change too. You know, you give the same like push back and forth, but yeah, it's just like understanding of that. But I think that's cool that's the attitude you guys are taking towards writing for this.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna excite, I think, people even more. Like, not only just the music listening to it, but listening to it is like, oh, I wrote this because I fucking wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause I wanted to make something that I like, you know what I mean? And that's easier for people to get behind, people who like actually like are about their shit. Like, it's because I like this, you know what I mean? Not just because like this is gonna hit. Like,
And I feel like it's kind of like when we were doing Salt, like way back in the day. You know, it was we're trying to do what we're doing now, but we just didn't know how to do it then.
Yeah.
And because we've pretty much failed at that, we kind of know more of like a map of what to do now. Like, trying to put all these different influences in, you know, without making it, you know, muddy, I guess. So it's getting crazy, and all the collabs, I mean, between you and Lilith, I feel like just countless people, you know, that we're collabing with, and it's so like awesome. Like, all these different styles and types of music. Yeah. It's crazy.
I thought was cool that we were going over your like who plays what, and you guys have a sampler, like so live, does that work too? Like okay, so how does that work? Because I've never seen like someone like have a sampler in the band.
So her name is Lilith. She also plays in a band called Deep Incision and Renatus, my bad.
Okay.
And she's incredible. She's an incredible stage performance and such a live presence. She adds so much aesthetically to the band. When we first made our first record, we honestly didn't expect us to have all these members and stuff like that. So with this first record, she is somewhat limited at this moment, but what we're working on right now is having more of her input and her production into it. She's also an incredible, you know, electronic, you know, she's well versed in that realm, so having somebody that already has that know-how of sample music, of pulling sounds and making them into what we need them to be. Yeah. She's the one. And as of right now, she's like one of the biggest contributors in our collaboration record with this ambient artist called Der Engel, which is one of the 3 records we're trying to put out within, I'm not going to say like a year, but you know, it's going to be spread out within a reasonable time. But she, you know, we're about to get that started, so she's about to really get her hands into doing stuff for the band, and I'm excited. Like, she's been a great addition. You know, everybody we've kind of added has really, you know, gone above and beyond to, you know, not only put their own mark into this band, you know, like, to push it somewhere I didn't even expect us to go to be honest, which is really cool. Which,
like the fact that you guys are opening up to doing like collabs like with other artists and different types of artists is, I feel like, is gonna make that that push to like create something that you weren't trying to, or like that you know couldn't think of, like you wouldn't personally like think it up. But the collab thing seems to be one of like like you were like, it seems like one of the cheat codes. So like, hey, like how do like, we know how to write this way, like, but what if we just wanted to like to throw a wrench in it and see what like happens? Collabs just seem to be the perfect way, because like everybody writes so different, and especially like someone performing like some different type of like music or even instruments, like, and adding that to it, like I've run into that with just talking to more like people and seeing like people's writing process. Like I've gotten to sit in like on studio sessions and stuff and be like, oh, they like that, and I immediately look like, oh, this is how I would go, and then I end up seeing what their take on it is, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I wouldn't have thought of that. But you bring all of that into your own music.
Dude, we're the kind of band. I mean, at this point, like we're big on, if you wrote it, you play it.
Yeah.
Sure. So I mean, if you came and hung out and we were at the studio and you were like, hey, this would sound cool, kind of, right? And I'd be like,
get on the mic.
Okay, go ahead, give it a shot. You'll be credited. You can do it live, do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's sometimes the more the merrier.
Which would add for some like badass like guests like sessions on the friggin' on like live shows and stuff. Speaking of live shows, you guys just got So What like recently. How are you guys feeling about that?
It's insane.
That's crazy.
I haven't been to So What since 2013, and I told myself, I was like, man, I would really want to play this one day, And me and Moody, and Robert, we started The Optimist in hopes to play it, stuff like that, but things happen. And it's no big deal, but we just kept working at it, finally, Rob's playing in Ballista for that shit, so that's going to be crazy, seeing it being side stage for them, just being able to be there to see that, because I know he's going to be making dumb faces at me the whole time, but, I mean, it's crazy. It's just cool that we, all the buds get to play it together.
Awesome. That's one thing I've noticed, like everyone who's been added on, so like I was like, this is just gonna be like it's such a great like opportunity for like everybody that I've seen like being added on. I'm like it's gonna be a great time, and plus like everybody is like that type. I've just run into the luck of like anybody I've run into like the scene. I literally haven't met anyone that genuinely was like trying to tear somebody else down at the moment.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. They're there, I know.
They're lurking.
But
asking you for a cigarette.
Right. but I've gotten lucky that the friends I've made, like even like I want to say even like that for like with you, Jimmie, like because we don't like speak like too often.
Yeah,
but like
I mean, come on, when we see each other, it's like it's been 5 minutes. Since we were playing Tomcats together at a battle of the bands. So
and that's exactly like what I like. The people that I've like introduced into my life through the scene have been those type of people. Those are the ones that I've like kept up where literally like we won't see each other, because that whole like during COVID, like that was insane to me how
it was
I
over.
realized how like I didn't have to find days to hang out with people because I was seeing them at shows all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't need to like make time like to let's go hang out, because we would all end up sometime at some show together, and that's where we would like hang out.
Yeah, it was just like it was almost to the point where it was jaded, but it was cool because it was just your friends every time. Like, in a band.
Big
like,
hangout.
You'd think any other time it'd get boring, but it's just that environment, it would just light people up, and I'm glad it's back, it's just it's something a lot of people need,
Even if it was like a whack show, like 10 show, whatever, venue sucked, whatever. As long as your friends are there, just smoking weed or drinking or doing nothing. I don't know. There's always something to salvage.
Yeah.
It's always something to salvage out of it. It's a good time and it's experience.
You would have something, whether you were playing it or you weren't, and like, you didn't like the way you played, like so you got off and like whatever, like people,
we have them days. It happens.
It happens.
That's one of those cheat codes that you'll never figure out. Sometimes you're just gonna have a day, and I feel like with this band, it's like, sometimes we could be a little hard on ourselves after performances, but I think we're all just like, shut the fuck up, we killed it. We try to stay positive as a band. Having 7 people with 7 different mindsets. Yeah. Sometimes, just try to keeping positive, especially after shows, and like when we'd end up like it ends up being very like we're all relaxed at the end of it. Sometimes we're nervous, but I think afterwards or even before we find everyone kind of just is very calm or doing their own thing.
Yeah, as soon as that first note hits, it's like in the pocket.
Yeah, it's over.
That's the exact moment when you're like, oh, okay, it's just like play the whole thing through, and it's weird. And I mentioned this on a few podcasts, but that's a weird feeling to describe to people who don't like have never like performed on stage because
Yeah.
that's what people are like. Oh, what are you thinking about up there? I was like, I'm mostly not. Like, I'm maybe
to the next
thinking about I
song.
don't want to fall. Like, that's it. But other than that, like, I don't. It's just whatever length of that set time is. Like, that's just a moment like that just flows through. It's such a weird thing, but yeah, like from the first note, you're like, okay, let's go. And like, we haven't played like so Underblend broke up like whatever forever ago, but we did the 420 takedown, like, cause we're like, fuck it, like let's just do it, like why not?
Yeah.
Like we never got to play like a last show or whatever. So we played it and we had like 3 practices before, and it was enough. Like it was like it was just fun, but. We played and it was still, it brought that back, and I'm like, damn, like, and it kind of sucks because it brought back the itch now, and I'm like, I gotta find some way to do this again. But it's another feeling, and it's just like once you hit that first note, it's like, oh, it's autopilot, let's do this. Like I'll worry about it at the end. Like
like we have a song in our set that we close with, and it's just a jam session. Like we play the same 2 notes, like the chords are the same, but I mean, you can be like, oh, maybe I'll do this on the next round, like. You just come up with ideas, and it's just crazy because Fosh is just...
Everyone's feeling it.
He's got 8 arms back there, so it's just nuts.
Yeah, it feels like, depending on where we play, it sounds good. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it sounds like, it just sounds like the whole song's coming apart, but in a really cool, kind of like rusty way. It just sounds like a big oil rig just coming apart, like just all the rust. And so that's what it sounds like. It sounds cool, and I don't know, that's the beauty of having a bunch of strings on stage and samples going and a drummer that
Jesus Christ.
Fosh, you're really good at drumming.
Just going at it right there.
Really good at drumming, Fosh. So I don't know, like that song is always a blast.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever going to get thrown out.
Probably not for a while until we come with something better that can replace it. But
a different jam, just
another jam set.
Another 2 different notes. Another 2 different notes.
Maybe we'll play it open.
How Pink Floydian can it get without people rolling their eyes? Pretty quick.
But see, the thing is, literally, like, I've encountered a lot of like performances where just like the energy is what overtook me, rather like more than like whatever. So like in jams and things like that, we're just playing like, and so I'm like, oh, like I just really enjoy this artist for like how they're like putting out like their performance, like how their attitude is to it. Because I've also got like shows that like I went to, and like I got upset because like the whoever was up there looked all pissy, looked like they were having a terrible time, and I was like, then don't do this. Like, and it sucks because like I don't know, something happened like on the way to the venue or some shit like that. But I'm like, I don't know, man. Once you get on that stage, it's gotta go away for at least that whatever half hour to 45 minutes you're playing up there.
I've seen some people on stage look like they just ate a shit sandwich before they got on. I get it. I don't know.
I'm sure people despise our live show with the the strobe and fog machine choking everybody out.
I still haven't seen you guys live, but so you have a strobe light?
We have a strobe
we kill
light.
Every light we can, and it's just like a war zone.
Oh shit!
We started turning off the lights. We have like one like main light that kind of stays on, so it's not total.
I'm just picturing that and like listening to what you guys like play. That like the Warzone skills comes right to it.
I mean, Nathan Daly, he was controlling the lights one time because none of us could do it, and he was just back there just hitting the strobe, and it was just, like he's just on top of it. Like
every kick note, he was just. We should have probably set a warning before that show, to be honest.
You find out once it's happening.
Yeah,
just run.
We'll stop as soon as it happens. We're sure. We promise.
We'll play an ambient song while we figure out the medic.
No,
I think having a cool live thing, that's something we definitely have always been thinking, especially like, I feel like we're just in this building phase of getting ready to put out, this bulk of material to get us through the next, for a while, honestly. That doesn't mean we're not going to put out music between then, but I feel like we're all just building and still learning.
Yeah.
Moving on to this next phase, and one of those things is like I'm really inspired by like 9 Inch Nails and how they are able to put on show, like Trent Reznor did his own lights.
Genius.
Yeah, like he was up there fixing his own lights before shows.
What the hell? I
Which is that's crazy, right? And like I was like, man, it's just like if someone gives that much detail to their live performance, like look where that I mean, 9 Inch Nails is still like one of those bands that's ageless in my opinion,
Yeah.
even with new records. So
One day I'll be fixing my own lights.
I'll be fixing mine too. I got to fix the one in my kitchen first. So
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
Build.
so-
You got to build, right?
How many Morgans does it take to change a light
I'm a
bulb?
horrible housewife. Don't marry me. So I don't know. That's something we're considering if we ever do like a headlining tour, which you know, who knows? You know, whenever we're ready, we would love to do like more lights, more strobes, or more. Just I don't know. We want a banner. That's for sure. That's. I don't know. I love live performances.
Yeah.
It definitely adds, like, again, it's just adding to the performance. I know when we were doing, like, and we just did those simple, like, fucking metalcore, like, bar lights. and
Yeah.
stuff.
They were fucking awesome.
But they look great. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is, like, once we got that was such a headache to figure out how to
Yeah.
work that. Like, we could not figure it out for the life of us. And we had some times where, like, struggled with it. But when they worked, like, I was like,
Yeah, it was good.
I love the way this looks. Like,
Yeah.
this looks fucking great. And it just, again, it's something so small and simple, but it adds just a entirely, like, new level to, like, the performance.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel that.
It's like Moo from Trials of Man when they were fucking kicking.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
he fucking rocked the shit out of that riser. Holy shit. That motherfucker get up there and look 30 foot tall, you know, like kicking ass. Man, I miss that
Riser.
band.
Man, Trials of Man fucking was sick.
They
So
kicked
sick.
so much fucking
They
ass.
really did. R.I.P. What are some bands you miss that have been gone?
Well, I heard you and Edward talking last time about, you know, he was the band killer. So probably anything he's done for sure.
I hate
You
him.
better watch. I didn't like. I hate like how that came up because I asked him. I was like, I hope you don't feel bad. Like, does that really like? Because
I think he's proud. He's proud.
When I first told him, like it took him a second. He was like, and I'm like, oh no, I hit his.
Yeah, he's proud of that. Don't let him lie to anybody.
Yeah.
It's just because
He's just
he
blushing.
literally is just trying to be like in everything. Like he loves playing so much that he's like, yeah, like I'll play with whoever.
Yeah.
And but he'll like, how this man has time to do anything.
Dude, literally the last show he played with Optimist, it was just by chance that he played because we thought that he knew that he was supposed to play with us or that we had asked him.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess something happened and like lines got crossed. We didn't ask him. And he happened to be there, and I was walking to the bathroom. I was like, well, shit, I guess I'm doing it by myself. And then I saw him, and I was like, are you playing with us tonight? And he was like, do you want me to? And I was like, are you mad at me, dude? Like, no, and then I was like, yes. Do you have your stuff? I was like, maybe we could find somebody. He's like, oh, it's all in my car. So, I mean, that dude...
Stays ready.
Yeah,
right?
he's like...
Pocket.
He's ready, like, at all times.
Yeah.
He's locked and loaded.
Shout out Ballista though, his new
Yeah.
band, like that he has
Ballista
joined. I'm glad they got him.
It broke the curse.
broke the
Broke
curse.
the-
Ballista
that's
Ballista
the one we were
broke-
talking. I'm like, that's if
Ballista
anyone
broke
breaks
the
the
curse.
curse, like Ballista's definitely gonna
Yeah.
do that.
No, yeah,
Because
Like-
Karama is fucking
yeah. Karama's
skyrocketing, dude. They
Yeah.
kick ass.
Yeah, I think I'm glad Edward's got some good
Yeah.
projects under his belt.
Yes.
He's killing it.
Dude, he's just got so many different styles that he just pulls out of his fucking pocket and could just master instantly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
insane.
It was crazy. Like when he started like helping us out and like filling in, like I immediately was like, I need him in this.
Yeah,
band. Like,
dude, he's
and talk about someone that like can create chemistry with who the fuck ever.
Yeah.
and be like good with them. I'm like, dude, like that's why you can be in all these bands because
Yeah.
like literally you fit in like to all these things because you're just like that much of a genuine person. You're just like I just want to play.
yeah,
Let's
dude.
fucking do this.
Just a great dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just the nicest person.
Shout out
probably
Edward
ever meet.
and your mustache.
Yeah. I was actually saying that when we were watching the last podcast with him. Just talking about how good his mustache was.
It's a great mustache. It's a good mustache. I literally, it's not one time we hang out and like we don't go out and someone's like, nice mustache.
Yeah,
And I'm
he's a
like,
very well groomed person. So
absolutely.
proud of him.
Any bands you miss, Morgan?
Every
Vulgar
band.
Display.
Yes.
Which one?
Vulgar Display.
Vulgar
I miss Vulgar Display. I miss Afraid of Life. I miss Survival Method.
Yeah. I was just about to say.
There's a lot of bands I miss. There's a lot of good ones. I would say Vulgar Display if I could
Yeah.
name one band. That band is. I'll say that's all I gotta say.
That's how it gets. Oh, I hate Too Real. Like, oh, damn, they are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, if I had to pick, it would definitely be Miss Con. I mean,
Miss
Yeah, I'm gonna
Con,
shout out Miss Con.
damn,
Tony,
man.
miss you.
Rip Tony, good guy.
R.I.P. Tony,
Loved
man.
him.
That was that was
hard.
I was never super close to Tony. I knew Kevin, so I saw them a few times, but it was a very weird moment.
Yeah.
And like I said, I can't even imagine for the people that were like actually close to them. But like for like someone like that to impact, like that's how much his impact. Like people like I just knew of him and like saw them perform like a few times, but that alone like had enough connection to like people.
Dude, and I actually got the chance to almost start a project with him and Chris and Robert. It was going to be called Benoit, and I mean it was just like ass kicker, fucking hardcore punk, like. Absolutely insane shit. It just didn't work out, but I mean, it didn't change the fact that we were all close friends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love him to death.
Yeah, he was a great guy. He was very talented.
Very.
But yeah, MissCon, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like Robert, because I remember I met Tony through Robert, and I was like, dude, he's fucking like a great vocalist. And then we got him on one of the Optimus songs, Afraid. And I remember we were trying to like record our part, and then Tony was going to come in later, and Gary Cannon was our vocalist at the time, and we were recording it, getting it ready for his part, and Gary was just supposed to leave Tony's part blank, right? And so he's sitting there like fucking singing along, jamming, and then when Tony's part comes up, instead of just leaving it blank, he's like, Tony, this is where you're supposed to come in. This is the spot where I'm talking that you're supposed to be doing your part. And we just like left it in, and Tony was like, what the fuck was that? Was like that what I'm supposed to say? Like, am I supposed to say my name in there? And just roasting the shit out of us. And he was just always about everything. And it was the day I met him was when he came to record his part, and I was just fucking blown away.
Yeah, talent, man.
Just instant. Like he nailed it. One take, was done.
Right.
And then hung out the rest of the day. I think it was him and Chris that came. I met Chris that day too. It was crazy, man. Just talent, like nothing.
So that was when you had Gary and the Optimus.
Oh yeah.
I remember what was the Optimus was Insights.
Yeah,
before,
we were
right?
Insights. Yeah,
for like a hot minute.
Yeah.
I remember that's one of the. There's a lot of performances that like are burned inside my head, and there was one there because like Gary, it was at Tomcats, and Gary like was just taking over the entire like floor where like people were at, and I'm like just running around, and I was like, that's so fucking sick.
It doesn't help that he's already like a tank of a person.
Yeah.
So like he just can like point, and you're like, okay, dude, I got you.
Yeah, but I was like, that was so sick. But I think that's the first time I ever got to see you guys as Insights. Yeah, that I remember.
Yeah, man, Gary was great. Just life happens.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that happens a lot with like bands. I mean, you guys alone like are like have hectic ass schedules. Like someone like Morgan was telling me, and then you were telling me with like all the work that you guys do. So finding a time to even like get together is insane.
Farming is fucking insane. Like I mean, straight from work to here. So
which I appreciate.
No, that's just my way of life. I don't have a choice. I'm here for it. I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, yeah.
So
I work at an undisclosed hospital.
Undisclosed. If you ever get hurt in a mosh pit and you end up
I would say like once again like trying to get a bunch of people in a room can be a little tough, but to be honest, we're trying to get better at it. Yeah, we're at this moment where we're like, okay guys, come on.
We all use the group message together, so at least that's step one.
That's step one.
I feel like there's occasionally where it turns into the airing of grievances, but it's
what friends are for.
Yeah. I think they're always. I mean, very true. So that you got sometimes it can be a little, but
I mean, I'd say at this point it's more like family. I mean, I wouldn't even say.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, but everybody's, like even when people are feeling down in the band, like everyone gets bummed out, and everyone's, will pick each other up, roll, like we always try to find a way to, just get over like those little mental hurdles. But, I think one of those things is like when we're getting a lot of offers finally. I'm not, really used to that,
Yeah, because the whole first 10 shows we played, it was literally Gloom Inc. You and a few others.
Yeah, it was and which was cool to like be able to like plug in and DJ when he was working for Aeronautics helped us out too. And like so shout out DJ.
Honestly, the most smooth running shows that I've ever been a part of.
He works hard at that. Constantly tired.
It's so great.
DJ,
nicest too.
It's always I think everyone's tired.
Yeah.
Everyone can get pretty tired in those types of weird schedules
But it's weird we keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like it's just something it'll separate like those people who like it's weird, and I get life happens, but like, you know, life isn't happening like let's say like to us, and like we're still like finding ways to be like around this like music scene, like keep writing, and again it's one thing, it's hard to describe to people who like you know, don't get it, but what do you think for you guys like keeps you like pushing for it? Is it
all the fucking riffs?
I
just love playing just fucking riffs. Like that's the only way I can describe it. Just guitar, man. It's just a fucking monster to me. Like I love it, but a good way. You know, like the opposite of I guess Jekyll and Hyde for me, dude. Like I just love it. I don't have to worry about shit when I'm on stage.
Yeah. I would say just the thought that there will be more music. You know, there will be more shows and
plenty.
You know, it's nice to kind of be like, you know, because I feel like a lot of people who are in bands or just starting bands are like, oh, man, like, is this going to stick? Is this going to, you know, are people actually going to mess with it? Are people going to hit us up? And, you know, I feel like we're at this point where I'm like, you know what?
We fuck with it.
Yeah, we're doing just fine. Yeah. We like it. Other people like it. So, like, there really isn't like a, you know, for one, I feel like I'm on a little nice little island for once where I can, I don't have to worry, or I could relax a little bit. And not have to have the kind of the mental gymnastics of being in a local band, you know, where you're, you know, prone to overthinking everything and trying to get scheduling down. And while scheduling is probably our weakest part of us, we also don't let that define us as a lazy band. We're just very busy people, and it'll get done. The work will get done.
There's a difference in like not doing anything because you don't want to or this and that, but there's another one where, like, literally like any time that I have, like, I'm gonna use it to try to do something, but if I don't have time, like, I can't, like, you know, you got to manage, you know, and then you also forget to like rest, like, on, because you're really thinking like, oh, I work these days, and then this day I'll have free to do something else, and you realize like, oh, like, I'm nonstop for like a while. But there's that's the different culture in that. It's whether it's not getting done because you don't have time, or whether it's like, oh, you don't want to do it, or like you're not doing it. So that's the thing where it separates. Like for you guys, it's really like, I feel like you guys are putting in as much, and it's like yielding like great results. You know what I mean? Like the music itself, like I don't know if I can say it, but it's like the song you were showing me that you guys are working on, like, it's fucking fantastic. Like, it's great.
I mean, we put out a song for Easter just for the fuck of it. So,
that's the one, like, I'm waiting on, because Ed told me about that one. He's like, have you heard that one yet? And I'm like, no.
Oh, it's literally a horror movie. Like,
that's why I wanted. I'm like, okay, I need to make sure, like, I'm like have time and sing. I want to fully take this shit in.
Shout out PCB Fetus. It's out Cassandra for being collaborators on it. That was a lot of fun. It was very cathartic,
haunting.
Fun thing to do. And it's all literally just a bunch of demos all three of these artists had, and we lots of field recordings.
Just Frankensteined it.
We really
just Frankensteined it.
We kind of did, and it was like, you know what? It's almost like, it's not even like a song. It's almost like a DJ mix. I kind of looked at it as like, it just has different phases, and the thing that ties it all together is a certain mood and aesthetic that goes throughout it. And even though there's these kind of not jarring, but there is these mood changes and these movements, there's enough repetition and enough of what leads one part into the next part to keep it going. So for a bunch of demos and to kind of to be honest, shat out pretty, you know, like mix wise, like that wasn't like a walk in the park. That was, you know, making an 11-minute song is not really a walk in the park.
Especially with so many hands in the basket too.
They did great. You know, honestly, a majority of it was PCB. Like, he had so much material for us to work with, and Cassandra, you know, her vocals were absolutely incredible, and stunning. So, and I loved how, like, it almost sounds like an Appalachian, kind of like weird Appalachian mountain song at points, and it's, you know, sounds like, you know, I don't know, like, it's little things like that where it's like, you know, we could do a movie score one day or something like that. I would love to do a movie score. That's like something that's on my bucket list as a band, is to do like maybe like an indie horror movie or a drama. Or
I just want somebody to write a creepypasta and read it over the song that we put out.
I'm gonna submit it in.
Creepypasta soundtracks.
it would be.
Submit it in for. I bet you know they always got those on Spotify. Like they got the read alouds.
Yeah, dude.
Shit,
Mr. Creepypasta on YouTube, shout out.
Shout out Mr. Creepypasta.
Yeah.
We'll send them some tracks.
Yeah,
Send-
hey,
send
just
some
want you to
track.
play these Rita.
Yeah.
Hey, we got
Don't
you.
even have to say whose it is.
It's just
send me the video.
I'll know. Like
Yeah.
that's all I need.
I don't want anything.
We know. No, that stuff interests us a lot. I like soundscapes, and I don't know. It's something different to do. It's heavy music is, I don't want it to just only be our bread and butter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think we're more than that, and we can do more than that.
And I don't think we're not allowed to say anything because I mean, who gives a shit?
No, yeah, you
But
can say whatever. I
we're
really
trying
don't
to
give a shit.
do a collab with a country blues song.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. P Vines.
Yeah.
P Vines, Seth's friend. So yeah, we really great blues, kind of like bluegrass, like really dark, kind of like great voice. He reached out to us, and hopefully, like he's working on the guitar for that, and hopefully we can come out with a gothic summer country banger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Drink by the lake.
Yeah, CMT, hit us up. We're trying to get there.
CMT. Gotta make the award time.
I'll shut.
Praise be to
Amnesia
CMT.
Garden at the damn Country Music Awards.
I'll shut the
Shit.
damn Grand Ole Opry the fuck down.
play erotic diarrhea
drink
fantasy before we go on.
I'll drink Obo Cephas the fuck out.
I'm about to get Dav wasted and just drink moonshine.
Speaking of old country, we actually are opening our set at So What with If Drinking Don't Kill Me, Her Memory Will.
By
George Jones.
Yep.
Really?
Chopped and screwed.
Yeah.
Chopped and Screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We Chopped and Screwed live too. I forgot.
we our set flies by, but luckily we have a cover, which is by legendary porno grind band Torso Fuck, Exotic Diarrhea Fantasy.
What the fuck?
It's gonna be fucking.
Nah,
Never heard of that.
That's gonna be insane.
we have two new. We're gonna play Mother Hen, a shortened version of it, and
Okay.
then we have a new song called Enemy in the Fog, and that's gonna be probably like one of our more straightforward songs. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's still gonna have like samples and stuff, but it's it is fun to put out a bunch of kind of left field stuff, but I do like giving more something straightforward occasional. I think that's. And for So What, I feel like that song is gonna pop. So we're excited. We're excited to change things up a little bit.
And definitely shout out to River
Yes, River.
because we would not have had the opportunity without her.
Yeah,
Jesus,
she really helped us out. Pretty much Ballista. They pretty much told. They really helped us out by saying that we didn't suck. when we put in our applications, and she was like,
Yeah, we got the job.
Hey, they don't take. We get the job. You had good references.
No, and Ballista's been our friend since we've been in, prior to even this band existing.
Definite big sister to the band.
Big, yeah. We are just a fetus.
If not stepmom. Hot
If not
stepmom.
They are
Hot
our hot
stepmom.
stepmoms.
Yeah.
That's all
Dude,
Ballista's
you
are.
got
And and they, I don't know, they are doing a lot for our community, for the metal hardcore community. They're about to go on tour with Gates to Hell. They got shows in they got a fest in Canada. They got
Yeah, I heard about that.
lots of stuff.
Insane.
So if there's a band right now that's in my opinion gonna take that metal hardcore, I think they're really gonna
Ballista.
gonna
Yeah.
run wild with it.
100%.
10 out
Honestly.
of 10. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And I feel like Ozone's another band that's been really doing a lot for the community. They play with every band and put on, and so I don't know. This is a great time to be in Dallas music, honestly, in my opinion. There's lots
Yeah.
of cool stuff coming out.
There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. I want to get more into the heavier scene again, because I kind of fell out of it for a while, and have been with a lot more of I don't know why, we were talking because I'm working on a new project with Ed and DJ. Actually, hopefully it's just a 3-piece, because I need to work on my bass playing skills. But yeah, we're just oh, what's it gonna be like? And I'm like, yeah, it's not heavy anymore. I just want to make people dance. I don't know
Dude,
why I'm at this part of my life.
That's
I
cool.
just want to do that.
Dancing's fun.
I was like, and it's completely different, but I've always been a super big fan of singing anyways, which the whole reason I joined Under Oblivion was for that reason. I was like, I want to sing. I go, but I can figure out how to scream, and I sucked ass hard when we were first started.
I'm just going to say, beautiful voice.
Oh, Thank you.
Absolute angel.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. I used to just scroll through your Facebook, like Moody, Jeremiah and I, just watch your videos of you doing, singing just to your phone. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck?
I remember one time, I threw my hand rig to like do the one song with the Optimist. I was like, I'm just gonna sing it. Let's see what they said.
I don't even think I heard that. I mean, I think that was just Robert, and he's got a new email like every fucking day, dude. Like he's like, dude, I don't remember shit, bro. Like,
and I was like, oh yeah, fuck it. But that was super fun. That
I could have sworn Robert would be the person to just have one password though.
Yeah. I mean, his Instagram is still Rob Insights, TX, I think. TX.
Is it? Oh, it is, isn't it?
I didn't even think about that.
He's like, bro, everyone thinks my name's Robin.
I'm gonna call him Robin now. That's so cute. That's adorable.
Robin Sights.
He looks like a Robin. I fuck with that.
Damn.
Boy Wonder.
Now Robin.
The lad.
Dude, the first day Moody and I met him, he thought we were Satan worshipers. He wouldn't even shake our hands, man.
What?
He met us like in the middle of the mall, so there was witnesses. Because he was positive he was going to get kidnapped that day.
What? Wait, hold on. So what? This meetup was happening for the band, or
Yeah,
okay.
We met him on Craigslist. I was like, he was looking for a band, and I was like, hey, I'm a guitar player. My buddy's a bass player. You're a drummer. Let's do it. And he was like, okay, yeah, sure. And he met us there, and dude, he was like, I went to shake his hand, and he like just grabbed my finger. It was like a little baby handshake. Like, I was like, you all right? And he saw, the Deathly Hallows tattoos we have.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I thought that was a fucking cult, bro. He was like, I was ready to fucking run. He was like, y'all are big boys. He was like, I know y'all wouldn't catch my ass.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
That's
man.
fucking funny. That's hilarious.
And ride or die ever since. He passed the test. If he didn't pass the test, we would have kidnapped him. But,
We're gonna kidnap. The devil worshipping tattoos
yeah.
under the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one. They got built.
Not for the job.
You get kidnapped, you don't get the job. That's damn man. Yeah, it's just insane to me how long we've all kind of been around in the same thing and like crossed paths, like because we were talking even before Saw, we played a few random shows. I still remember we were talking about the when the door was closing, and there was I think it was like the Dallas Impound of Sound thing where it was the Optimist, the surprise set with Saw. I'm like, so fucking sick.
That was crazy. I think it was only a surprise Salt set because you were just there. You were like, hey, I'm actually in town.
Yeah, I was like,
because Salt was definitely a collective. There was probably 12 people.
12
interchangeable.
People, yeah.
I think even one day we tried to have two drummers for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we were doing.
I saw one Melvin's video and was like,
yeah, we can do that.
we can do that.
No problem.
Nah, yeah, that was fun. It was funny because Orlando came up to me after. He's like, you could have just asked. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm shy.
I'm sorry.
And people fucked with that so hard, and it's just like we wrote that shit in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Us and Basden.
Yeah,
Andrew Basden.
Yeah.
Who's in gagging order now, and it's fucking awesome.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's doing shit. He's always hitting me up to do stuff, and we always say yeah, we want to, but just I guess schedules and stuff like that. But I'm glad he's doing something because that dude should be playing guitar.
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, let's go see him back. Gagging Order is a band that's also kicking a lot of ass at the moment.
Right now, especially.
Another great Robert in the scene.
Another, Robbie. Young Robbie. Yeah, he's killing it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good shit around. That's one of the things that finding people to be on the podcast is overwhelming because I'm like, I want to talk to all these
There's
fucking
so many
people. There's so many people, and I think someone was like, "Oh, I'll give you a list of stuff," and I was like, "I have one." I go, "But it's just this giant pile, and I don't know who to do." And I want to do a bunch of people. That's why when you were like, "Oh, I was listening to him," I was like, "Do you want to be on?"
Yeah.
Because it helps me decide on who. Because I have Jonathan Flores here on Tuesday. He was coming by. Yeah. Who's already been on with Zeta Byte, but he's like, I want to be on again. And I'm like,
dude, he's
do
a
it.
fucking
I was like, do it. Let's go. You got a bunch of stuff going on.
Absolute sweetheart.
Absolute, yeah.
Another one of those friends, you don't see for months, but it's like you just hung out.
Yeah.
The day before.
Absolutely. That's exactly how it felt like. That's one thing I felt like at when we did Chill Sounds last year. These people I hadn't seen forever, and that's most of them I had that type of relationship with.
Yeah.
It's oh, we haven't seen each other in forever, but it doesn't feel like that.
Dude, can we talk about unity for a second?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I've said Jesus Christ about 80 fucking times during this, but holy shit, that is the most banger group of people you can put together to form anything like that. Like that is
Yes.
the perfect combination of people for that. And it is just insane. Like I'm so glad
It's fucking
that Jay
sick.
and all of them are getting the recognition that they have been busting fucking ass for.
Yeah,
and they deserve
definitely
every
deserve
bit of
it.
it.
There's no doubt in like anybody's like mind. Like there's no one who can like second guess that like respect on like.
I'm getting
Unity.
goosebumps like
Yeah,
right now, like thinking about, like holy shit, I'm getting
Like-
goose pimples.
I started saying like I forgot when I was scrolling through something and I saw like people using like Unity's music like for the videos. I'm like, this is so fucking sick. They like have deserved that for like so long, like so long.
Dude, I remember Jay actually filmed an Optimus music video. I think it was for Earth Exit, and he was telling us, all their plans and stuff, and it was of course like shit he shouldn't have been telling us. But I mean, it's all out now, so I guess all the music's out and everything. He didn't show us any music, but he was telling us like the first few months of their plans, and I was like, dude, you got it, man. Like you fucking go. Like
Talking about someone who knows what the fuck they're doing and what they want to do and like the order of like
dude,
like their plan. Like I'm like fuck. Like okay, you guys know exactly what the fuck.
and
you're doing.
the people that he's like surrounded himself with, through him doing it, like with Emo Night. I don't know if he's still doing it, but I mean, dude, he'd have that place popping the fuck off, dude.
Absolutely.
Like just watching videos, like I'm not even there, but in my head I'm like, wow, like this is so fucking entertaining. I'm not gonna stop watching, Like
Yeah, I think he still does some of those, but I've been to those where he was at. I've been to like I remember one like a long time ago. We did one. I'm gonna ask. We did one. He did one, we did "Faint" together by Linkin Park. He's like, all right, you do the singing, I'll do the other part. I was like, fuck it, let's go. I'm like, shit. And that's like one of my like first like real interactions with Jay. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
dude, he did guest vocals. Well, I say guest vocals, but we didn't have a vocalist at the time. It was in between Justin Mitchell, which Slit fucking kicks ass too. The new band he's fronting, and which is all they're also playing So What, so hit them up. And the William, which is a fucking amazing vocalist. Like we met him through him coming up on stage, just doing the guest vocal parts, because he wanted to do it. And we were like, fuck yeah, dude, like that's cool. Anytime somebody asks.
It's kind of weird. It's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, you're going to do the song.
And we played one show with Jay, and like he was like, I don't know some of the parts. I think that's what he said, and we were just like, dude, do whatever the fuck you want, like just jam. And by the time we were done, he was all fucking winded and shit. He was like, dude, I don't know how y'all motherfuckers play this set. This shit is fucking hard. Like I'm tired as fuck. I was like, are you kidding? Like you're the one that like invented this in the scene, dude.
Yeah.
Like your energy is like off the charts. Like I thought it was gonna be cake. I thought you were gonna call us boring, man. Like I'll never forget the first time I met him. I had like the shittiest guitar rig, and the first thing he said when he came up to me was, dude, your fucking guitar tone is amazing. And I was like, holy shit, thank you. Because like, yeah, it wasn't like the greatest stuff, but like I thought it sounded good myself, and I was proud of it, and it was cool. Like, somebody that, because I think it was a Unity show that I was at after, and that's when I knew that he was in Unity, because I didn't know him, then.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like that means a lot. Like this band fucking rules. I think it was when they first put out Japan, which was a fucking
wow,
it was
yeah,
badass. Yeah, that was a badass song.
Great fucking song.
The riff, fucking hard as shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really great guy. He's given us a lot of advice, so
Yeah.
we're going to take a lot of that in, like, and I don't know. I think it's just really cool to be in Texas right now. I think
Right now, yeah. One of the things we were talking about is like because like that's why like you can do Texas runs, and still hit like a large like demographic of people.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, because it's such a huge state, and even like here, if we think about when I was thinking about doing this, and like, dude, like the local area, I'm considering like it all the same together with like Fort Worth, Dallas, Denton, Arlington, anything in between, like that. The DFW is just like that big, that you could literally play in Fort Worth and still play to a completely different set of people, like 30 minutes away.
Exactly.
And it's fucking great. You know what I mean? Like you have so many venues that are new, and luckily some that stuck around that I'm like happy about, because that shit was sad when like venues were closing. We started hearing about that.
Man,
a lot took a big hit. Yeah,
it hit me pretty hard when the Curtain Club closed down, because my dad, he used to bounce all over Deep Ellum. He went on like I don't think he went on a tour, but Reverend Horton Heat, which is a fucking phenomenal guitar playing band, they were like touring around the Dallas, Texas area, and he was fucking bouncing and roadieing for him every night, and he was like, dude, it was crazy that all these venues I used to bop around at,
Yeah.
they're fucking gone. Like
it was. I recently went back over there. We were hanging flyers like from one of the shows, which apparently you can't do.
Fuck no, we did it for the Ghost Inside. The Optimist did, and they tore our shit down like the next day.
The next day, yeah, because I went Tuesday and that shit was gone. And then I went yesterday, and I'm like, well, I fucking already paid for flyers.
Yeah, and they have like spots on walls for you to be able to put that shit. And it's like, what's the point?
And they like you can't like put them on the whatever the fucking utility poles or anything like that. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and like I think some of the places we went in and asked if we could put them like outside or in their entryway because they had other stuff there.
Yeah,
and they told us but even the next day, I mean, they'd be clean completely off. Yeah. So I don't know if it's an only one day thing or something.
Yeah, it's got to be like some sort of ordinance. I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find it. But
you're probably not gonna find anything.
Yeah, but even like being there, I'm like, fuck, this place is not like at all the same place that I remember.
I guarantee you, it's one of those under the table things where they're like, we just don't want shit up.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm very sure. But like I passed by the Curtain Club and it's like some restaurant now.
Yeah,
and I'm like
some wheatgrass place.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there with my friend Bernice, and she's like, "Look how they massacred my boy." Yeah. I'm like,
it's either wheatgrass or axe throwing at this point. I feel.
Yeah.
There's no good hole in the wall places anymore.
No, it really isn't. Yeah, not. Yeah, and then like I think you mentioned like like sensory overload. Yeah, we were. I was out there yesterday and we were like gonna eat something while like there. I'm like, let's fucking get out of here. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, it's just... And it sucks because they do still have, like, some cool venues. Like, we had Hunt the Dinosaur at, like, 3 Links the other day.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then we're doing a show at Cheap Steaks, which I'm like, what the fuck is it? Steak restaurant?
I still haven't been there, but I think... Have you been there?
I've been there once.
I've had a bunch of people tell me that place is awesome.
I like it.
Yeah,
it's a nice little outdoor venue outside. But yeah, there's a steak restaurant in the front. I don't know who can...
Yeah, we just went to... I'm loving all these outdoor... local spots. We just went to one for Creeping Death's album release. I can't remember what it was called.
It was
but it was awesome. Like, I mean, the sound sounded amazing. The staff was so nice, you know, accommodating to anyone that needed help, room. And I think they're inside there because there was a bar area inside where like the bathroom and stuff was. There was a DJ playing in there. And it was cool because like it didn't conflict because it was like a crazy metal show outside and then a cool chill DJ spot inside, and it was a great place. I'm loving all these. I mean, they're all so kind of like in the sticks, it seemed like, especially the Creeping Death one. It kind of seemed like it was out in like a
it was like a
industrial area,
stockyard area.
But it's awesome. I mean, I hope more pop up and more shit happens.
Later. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully more venues pop up. And
I think there's a lot of undiscovered. I'm sure there's places and restaurants that are just like.
Division is awesome too.
Division's cool. Yeah.
So some of our friends who are booking shows, they've just found some. I think they found 2 new venues. I forget what they're called. They had no shows yet, but that's in the. So there's going to be more venues. There will always. I think there's going to be some more venues.
I think this is the time that they're going to start popping up a lot more because everything's coming back.
Everything's moving out of Deep Ellum.
Yeah, and then Deep Ellum. Like I said, the area's just changed. I mean, fuck, I just hate paying like $20 for parking.
Yeah, I think even Robert and Michael from Soledad, I think they're actually working on building a place right now for shows.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
so I think Michael was talking to me about it a little bit at the Creeping Death show, and I told him, I was like, dude, anything you need. I mean.
They're turning out the crib.
Just ask.
They're turning out the crib for live sessions, just for like to record them.
Which is awesome, dude. I love live session stuff.
That's what eventually that's one of the other things we want to do with like NoiseROT is eventually have our own.
Yeah.
Place, just because the convenience alone of having your own place to place your shows at is just
for sure.
It's just it would be so convenient, and then ideally we'd want to house everything out of there because we're starting a live session. Show now too with a live session interview session and then a few other things, but we want to house all of it out of our own venue.
Dude, that would be so
which
ideal.
Would be sick. But yeah, man, definitely I hope a lot more places pop up.
I think there will. Yeah, I think there will. Everyone, I mean, there's more people coming. I mean, oh no,
everyone's working together. It seems like for the most part.
And pre-COVID, there's been there's this this is the biggest it's been. It's the biggest it's been in a. I think this is the biggest it's been.
Most healthy.
It's pretty healthy too. Yeah.
There's
which is
minimal toxicity.
We're getting there to just everyone minding their own business and chilling the fuck out.
I think it just took a minute for everybody to grow up too.
It's so fucking simple. Like I growing up and realizing like, dude, it's really easy to mind my business. Like it's at all. Like even if I don't like something someone's doing, like I don't have to spend any energy over there. Like I really don't. Like I can just fucking worry about me, do my own thing.
Which in return brings out more genuine people. And positive mindsets, because I mean, if you're not fucking around, you got your head straight.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not like an old head by any stretch of the mean, but it's like looking from when the shows when I was growing, like getting into it, and it would be shows where like that kind of lineup back then would only draw like 10 people, but like you go now and it's like at least like over 8, like it was a lot of people coming in. And, like there was I don't know, man. There was a show like that got at the Ridgely Theater, which I'm not even gonna. You already know. So that got like so many people paid that like it was a sold out show, and it was like Side Eye, Prevention, and Ozone, and Gagging Orders, Slipping, Sandy Slip, and Chainmail, but it was totally sold out.
Yeah.
Like people were watching from like
there was like
glass
90
windows.
Yeah, there was like 90 people outside.
Yeah,
at least. Coming and going.
Like it was like all the way to like this tobacco shop at the end of the building.
Oh shit, yeah.
So like I was
like there was a I had left because somebody was walking around asking if people would want to swap out, because I guess there was some kids there that had never even been to like a
that was
local
like
metal
first
show.
time.
And so I was like, well, fuck, I'll fucking leave. I don't give a shit. Take my spot.
Yeah, we're gonna go smoke some weed, and y'all can go enjoy the hardcore, man.
Yeah. So
no, that was, like, I mean, while that situation did suck, and whatever. It's cool that it's like that can happen. Obviously under better circumstances. I think having all those people could have
be able to
under better circumstances, obviously. So it's like if that's the potential everybody can work with, with a pull and with a genre of music that's very niche in a way, but is growing in popularity in a lot of retrospects. It's like let's go. There's no excuses anymore. It's like everyone should just be putting their all into it, or doing their thing.
No more excuses anymore. Put your all into it. That whole bussy into it.
The whole bussy.
The whole bussy. I think you guys are doing that, working on the music. The stuff that I've listened to and things that I'm seeing, I'm really excited about. I'm happy to see like you guys still at it and still making some great shit. So that makes me just happy, just as a person. And thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Like a time. I'll be back on the next episode. I can't talk for a long ass time.
Miss you, Nate. Miss you, Fosh. Miss you, Lilith. Germs over there. And miss yourself.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys again for coming on. Check out everything Amnesia Garden. If you're going to So What, I think this will be out before then, so get some tickets. I'm sure you guys still have them out.
Let's go.
Pick them up from Amnesia Garden, catch them at So What up next, and keep an eye out for all the music they got to come out. See you later. Woo.